So when my wife left me, I weighed 220 pounds. I was completely depressed. I had no confidence. And most days I could barely get out of bed. And the days that I did manage to get out of bed, my entire focus was only on the pain of what was happening. I was a huge mess and I was completely stuck. But that's until I discovered a principle that changed everything for me. And I'd like to get that in just a minute. But first, I'd like to illustrate just how bad things were before I started to figure things out. So let me take you back into the day in the life of married Johnny. So a typical day throughout my entire marriage, as far as I can remember, started with me waking up 10 to 20 minutes before I'm supposed to go to work. Gives me enough time to take the dogs out, brush my hair, put on some clothes that my wife had bought me that did not fit properly, that made me look like a out-of-shape dad. And then I would rush to work. And the first thing that I would do would be to eat breakfast, which consisted of a Mountain Dew and peanut M&Ms or a Snickers bar. And then I would check some emails, try to look busy, watch a lot of YouTube, and then I would go to lunch. And my lunch consisted of fast food, Arby's, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Dairy Queen, always something very processed, very convenient. I'd have a soda there. Then I would come back from lunch and I would need a dessert. So I'd get another candy bar, another soda, and I'd maybe get some tasks done in the afternoon, not super productive, not giving my all in any way. And then I would rush home from work so that I had as much time as possible to play World of Warcraft or The Legend of Zelda or Call of Duty or whatever game I was playing at the time. And then my wife would come home around 5:30. I'm trying to get as much game time as I can as possible before she comes home. So some days I'm hoping she comes home late. My entire focus was only on video games, and basically that was it. Video games and eating garbage food. She would come home, she'd tell me about her day, the things that were going on, and then we would eat dinner, which for me consisted of like Chef Boyardee pizza or maybe some pasta or fast food, never eating anything healthy. And then our evenings would be spent either hoping she has something to do so that I can play video games without feeling guilty about it, or we'd sit and watch TV all night, or we'd watch a movie and then we'd go to bed at 10 and basically do this all again. And this was a consistent theme throughout our entire marriage. So when she leaves, I'm still in this routine. I'm now accumulated up to 220 pounds. I have no skills with communication. The only person I ever really hung out with was her. I did not talk to anybody at work. We did not have any close friends. All my free time was literally spent playing video games or watching TV shows or movies. So I didn't have any hobbies, anything that would really make me productive. So when she left, I felt completely rejected. I didn't know what to do. I was just focused on what was happening, what had gone wrong with everything. I didn't have anything else to fall back on. And I stayed stuck in this pattern for months. I would seek comfort by diving even deeper into video games, even more unhealthy foods. I would sit on the couch and just be very depressed, very sad, wondering what the perfect text message to send is, eating tubs of ice cream, just coping, not knowing what to do. And I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I would have people tell me, just go to the gym, you'll feel better. Go out and socialize, you'll meet somebody new. You're actually better off anyways. And for me, when I was going through that was not something that I believed could be possible. I did not think going to the gym would work for me. Yeah, that's great, but it's not gonna work for me. Yeah, going out and meeting people, I don't know how to do that. It's too much pressure. I'm just gonna stay in my comfort zone right now and just see where things go. And the reason I wanted to tell this story and make this video is that I recently finished a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And there's a few key takeaways that really opened my eyes some more. The first was that he said, your thoughts control your reality. And I believe this to be true. I've heard this, I don't know how many times. It's just something you hear, and yeah, I agree with that. But I never really internalized it. And then he goes on to say, if you truly believed that your thoughts create your reality, then you would guard your thoughts on a daily basis. You would know the kind of thoughts that you're having, you would not be on autopilot. You would not just let your subconscious take over. And that really opened my eyes into, yeah, that makes sense. I do believe that, if you give positive energy, positive things will return. Law of attraction, the thoughts that you think are going to have an effect on your reality. But I don't closely guard my thoughts enough. Then he goes into the fact that if you're doing meditation and you do not feel any different, then you're not doing it right. And I've done meditation for on and off for a few years. I would do Headspace in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes, mostly to build that morning routine, but I never really felt any different. And it was when I heard him say that I need to start feeling different after meditation that I got and downloaded the Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation. And I've been doing that for the last 8 days. True. And after I've been doing these meditations, I've been feeling way better. And it got me to reflect on the 1% principle, which is what really got me to change my life around. The 1% principle works like this. If you can improve yourself by 1% every day for a year, you do not get better by 365%. That'd be a little less than 4 times. If you can improve yourself by 1% every day for a year, you actually become 37 times better than you were. And when I heard this, it made a lot of sense to me, and it really just unlocked how easy that was. I don't have to get over my divorce or get over, the pain of what was happening in a day. I don't need to become more social immediately. I don't need to be able to lose weight all at once. I can just start making 1% improvements every day. And the way that I started to do this was through making my bed. Jordan Peterson says, obviously he says, make your bed every day, because if your bed's a mess, your room is a mess. But he also says, think of one thing that you could do, that you will do, that would make your life better today. And I took that to heart. It really resonated with the 1% principle, because prior to the divorce, before she left me, like I said, my typical day did not have a lot of positives in it. I would go straight to work. I would eat garbage, not very productive, eat more garbage at lunch, come home, play video games, not being productive, eat more garbage for dinner, sit around watching TV, not being productive. So when I heard something as easy as just make your bed and start being 1% better every day, and it compounds, the compound effect, you get 37 times better after a year, it just really unlocked it to me that, okay, I can start to make changes. I don't need to be completely stuck. I don't need to be lying in bed all day, just miserable. I'm going to start small. So just to give you a little breakdown of where I am now, what I did to start was I started with making my bed. It was an easy win for the morning. It was not very difficult to do. So I would make my bed, and then I would pretty much continue with my normal routine, take the dogs out, comb my hair, wear the clothes that I already had, and, kind of do that again. But then over time, I started to stack in other things. So I would go to the gym a couple days a week, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I watched a couple videos on just some easy exercises you could do. So I started small, and I started to notice some results. Then I started listening to books on tape while I was exercising, while I was driving in my car. I'm listening to like Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, things that are improving my mindset every day. These things are just starting to stack up. And that's really where I am now. The morning meditations have really opened my eyes just into how far I've progressed. I don't know if you can relate to this as well. Tony Robbins calls it, you could should all over yourselves, where, I know for me, I'm very hard on myself. I should be losing weight. I should be eating healthier. I should be making more money. I should be more charismatic, yada, yada, yada. And when you do that, it takes away from the things that you are doing that are actually positive in your life. It made me reflect on the positive things that I have been doing. I've been stacking these wins. Compared to where I was when I was divorced or, while I was married, I am light years away. So this just really illustrated how the 1% principle really took effect. And I'm sure there's positive things in your life that are happening. And if you're like me or like I was and there's not, the point of this video is to show that it's not too late to start. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to just get over everything. You don't have to become an entirely different person, but you can start stacking these small wins every day. So a typical day for me now, after I've illustrated what I was doing. Typical day for me now, I wake up, I make my bed. I've been doing that every day for the last 8 years. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to look nice. So my room looks clean. I drink my apple cider vinegar with sea salt, lemon, lime. Then I do my morning meditations now. Then I'll go to the gym or get some sort of exercise. I'll do Duolingo on my way to the gym, and I'll also listen to like 10 minutes of Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, David Goggins. I'm trying to stack all these positives as well. You can stack these things. So while you're washing the dishes, while you're driving your car, you can listen to a book on tape. You can listen to Tony Robbins. You can listen to somebody that will change your mindset. Over the years of doing these, 10 minutes of a book on tape, 10 minutes of reading, or doing a Duolingo Spanish lesson, it has had a tremendous effect on me, and you don't really recognize just how far you've come, how much you've learned as it's stacking. It just becomes kind of second nature, and then, if you do reflect on the positives, you really see like, okay, I have come a long way. So the rest of my typical day, I'll go to the gym, I'll come home. I started eating eggs every day. This was something that only started a few years ago. So from the divorce up until probably, I'll say 2022, I was eating healthier. I was working out a lot more, but I was still not eating eggs, not as much protein, still eating junk food. But I've just continually tried to be better and better and better and better. So from where I was eating literally candy 4 times a day, junk food, fast food for lunch, dinner, I'm now starting to incorporate eggs, and I'm starting to incorporate more protein, and I'm eating protein shakes. So I don't have to be doing this. I should be eating healthier. I should be losing more weight. I'm taking small steps every day to make that progress. The next thing that I do on a typical day is I have some fiber with some protein powder, and I'll review my goals, and there's other things that I do. But the point is that I've just been trying to get 1% better and looking at the photos of where I was when I was married and going through divorce to the lifestyle I have now where I'm living in Mexico. I have a successful dating life. I have a business that's generating me income. I'm in much better shape. I look 100 times better. I feel much better. I feel more masculine. I feel like I'm very knowledgeable. I'm not spending my free time just on video games and movies that are not going to help me advance or help me build my charisma or help me in my dating life. It's all just from stacking these wins. So if you're watching this and you're going through the divorce, a separation, a tough time, you don't need to change your life all at once. It's not realistic. It's going to put a lot of pressure on you. Just start with something small. Your mission for the day is to figure out what's one thing that you can do, that you will do, that will change your life for the better. Is there something that you could do every day that would change your life for the better, that you will do, that you can just stack continually? For me, like I said, it was making my bed, then it was adding on books on tape, just like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and it just accumulates over time. So don't make this a massive thing. Start talking to one extra person a day. When I was trying to practice my social skills so I could communicate with people, make new friends, I started very small. Every day I would have 3 conversations in the morning with my coworkers, And the mission was to just ask, how was their evening or how was their weekend? Starting off small, but over time you stack those wins and you just become a different person. It's not, you don't even really recognize it, which is also the importance of reflecting on where you've come from. Good things that you have done, celebrate the wins. Don't shit all over yourself. You don't need to be a perfectionist. It's just about improving 1% every day and keeping track of that. I know sometimes it can be difficult to get new things started. You hear this stuff. Yeah, go to the gym, do this 1% every day. That works for you. It's not going to work for me. And I totally get that. I've been where you are. If you are struggling with any of that, if you're looking for any guidance on steps that you can take to start improving your life or ways to maybe start getting the life that you truly want, then you can visualize. I'll link in the description a free clarity call. We'll go through where you are at now, kind of where you want to go. And then by the end of the call, you'll have some tangible steps that you can take to start making that progress. So I'm going to leave it there for this video. I hope it was informative. Do the mission. What is something that you can do, that you will do, that would make your life better starting today? And then just continue to stack that. Let me know in the comments what you're going to do. What is the 1% thing you're going to do today that you're going to start stacking over time? What are some things that you might be struggling with and you don't know how to get over it? Let me know in the comments. I do read all of them. I try to respond as fast as I can. I'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you're doing well. We'll see you later.